Hi everyone, and good morning from the Newport Aquarium in the Cincinnati area. This is an aquarium we've never been here before, and excited to check things out. They've got penguins, so you know I am probably going to be a fan. I go by the legend that's joined by my wonderful girlfriend Molly. Let's go check out the Newport Aquarium. We have a pretty nice lobby once you come inside. I really like the giant whale. Look at that. Alright, down the escalator we go. Heading underneath this large sea turtle statue and into the aquarium proper. The first enclosures I think are really neat. I love how they have a big rock work that says, "Welcome to the Newport Aquarium." Various types of cichlids in this one. And the one on the left as well. I do wish these were lit a little bit better though. The first section of the aquarium is freshwater falls. Enclosure here, home to some tetra and other fish. It's kind of neat how you can see right through it to the other side.
Yeah, I know. It's a cool shape.
Very interesting designed series of 3 enclosures here. Hiding in its log, you've got a lungfish. Moving on to some other animals.
I do like how it just
cascades
and
the waterfall.
waterfalls.
This is a very interesting species. This one I'm not too familiar with. It is, I think, a Berkshire or Birchillid beacher, and it almost has little feet. And there's also a really cool pufferfish. Another cool enclosure here. These are all fish native to Africa. In here are 6 different species of rainbow fish, and they are native to Australia. A very appropriate enclosure for the blind cave fish. Lots and lots of plant life in this enclosure.
The fish like to hide in it.
Yeah. And lots of different types of fish in this one as well. This one has some very, very pretty fish in it. These are all fish from the Rio Negro.
Really bright and colorful, like neon blue.
Yeah. And then some of these guys down here, which are very, very pretty looking. And a lot of the neon blue ones. This is the Kentucky waterfall enclosure.
It's really cool. Eastern Hellbender.
Yeah. And right after the Kentucky waterfall, it's time to go under the falls. So they do have an effect here where it looks like you are underneath a waterfall. A couple different species of fish in here. Smallmouth bass, yellow perch. A very popular fishing fish. Let's see what we got on the other side over here. One thing I love is when you go to a zoo or an aquarium and you see a species that you've never seen before. And it took me a minute to feel like there was anything in here, but check out this. That is a decorator crab.
It's from Japan to California.
And there's a couple in here too.
It blends in so well.
Yeah.
You'd just think it would be coral or rocks.
You can see its mouth moving a little bit. Here we got a whole bunch of rather active diamondback terrapins. This is a very, very pretty species of turtle.
Yeah, I love its spots.
Almost seems like a Dalmatian kind of pattern. Enclosure here for the mangrove forest. A very interesting species here. That is the cardinal fish. A couple of really cool species in here. We've got a snake-necked turtle, the Asian upside-down catfish.
Which I don't know if I've seen before.
No.
He's really cool.
And then these are archer fish. Archer fish are awesome to eat. They'll come to the top of the water and then they'll spit onto branches like that to knock bugs off and then eat them when they fall into the water. And that's why this enclosure does have some of those low-hanging branches. Snake-necked turtle definitely wants to get back on camera, so I'll put him back on there because they're very neat.
Right there at the bottom of the tank, wearing all those sort of shells.
Touch tank.
Animals look like flowers or sea anemones.
Some tropical fish in here. My favorite being the dogfish puffer. Lots of colorful fish in this one, including a very large puffer fish, the white spotted puffer.
The hippo tangs. Yellow tangs.
I like that one. The big kind of tail. I think it's a Moorish idol.
Kind of like your Finding Nemo tape in a way.
Yeah, a lot of species from the film, except for Nemo himself.
Yeah.
And with a really cool puffer fish. We made it to Sharkray Bay. It's presented by Skyline Chili. And I like this. There's a whole bunch of benches. You could just hang out, relax, and watch the sharks. The Sharkray Bay is a very, very large enclosure. I'm assuming probably the biggest one in the aquarium. Swimming right there, it's a very interesting species. That is a shark ray. You can see the ferocious sand tiger shark over there. There's also some smaller black-tip reef sharks in here. A very cool species. It's a kind of a fascinating take to watch because we've been here for 5 minutes and we haven't seen the Goliath grouper yet. It just swims on by. And they're a giant, giant fish. In here you've got another puffer fish, as well as the blue spotted stingray. Although these two don't really have super vibrant colors, some of them, the blue spots, it's very, very bright.
They like to bury themselves to protect themselves from predators.
That makes sense because they look like they blend in with this color of sand at the bottom. There's another tunnel. This time appears to be for a kelp forest. There's one big fish down here.
I think it's the wolf eel.
Yeah. The next section is Seahorses, Unbridled Fun. Here you can see the namesake seahorses hanging out towards the bottom of their enclosure. And then a little bit higher up, you do have razorfish. So this is kind of a fun interactive. You get to design your own seahorse or sea dragon, and then it pops up here on the big screen, like that one's mine. Funny looking guy wearing a hat. There he comes again. Tongue out. Molly, which one's yours?
I think mine crashed.
And yours
No,
has
it's that one right there, the pink one with the glasses.
Ah. Also lots of signage where you can learn all about seahorses and take some pictures. Unfortunately, we did not catch them moving around, but there are some cuttlefish here. The camera's got a pretty good zoom on it, but that might be tough for this. These are dwarf seahorses.
They only grow to be 2 inches is the biggest that they grow.
They are so tiny. And from those small ones to a much, much larger species, probably the largest species of seahorse, the big-bellied seahorse. They have a lot of them too.
They do.
And it's not only seahorses in this section, there are also sea dragons. These here are the weedy sea dragons. Obviously, the species is camouflaged to look like they are plants. And so you can see a plant here, and then you look right behind it. Weedy sea dragon. Enclosure over here. Now, if I know my aquariums, this looks like it was probably a one-time home to an octopus. But there's no octopus in here at the moment. There's snails and I think that's a little prawn. A very little prawn. And lots of snails. The snails are kind of cool because you can see them on the glass. This enclosure here is Hatchling Harbor. Done up to look like you're underneath a pier or a boardwalk. And it's where you can find the lobster.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
Moving around.
Ooh. He's moving pretty fast for a lobster.
He is.
I'm not sure if this lobster gets along with all these fish. They seem to be having some sort of a territorial battle. And man, that lobster moves a lot. Normally you see them kind of doing not a whole lot of anything. And this one is waging war on fish. The next exhibit is Shipwreck Realm of the Reels, which I believe is one of the newer ones here at the aquarium. Here you can see the beautiful lionfish. And then with being the realm of eels, there's some spotted moray eels doing what they do best. Here you can see the garden eels. Now this is a species that tends to live in their little holes, and if a predator would come swim above them, they would duck down back into the holes.
These are like snail bodies. These are small.
What I think is one of the most unique species of fish, that is a batfish. It looks like something Dr. Zeus would have invented. Living here in this pot are engineered gobies.
They look like eels, but they're a whole different type of family.
I like how more of them just keep showing up.
Yeah, I wonder how many's in the pot.
In the main shipwreck enclosures, you can tell they're definitely designed for the green moray eel. We've only been able to find one hiding in the corner, but they're definitely, you can tell they're designed for them with all the different pots. This is a species that loves to hide. There's a neat photo op in the shipwreck area. As you can see, Molly is kind of in the center with all the fish around her. Definitely worth coming in here. It's a cool view being surrounded by fish on all sides. Here you can see the honeycomb moray eel and another pop-up with Molly in it.
Here is a better look at that eel in the pop-up hole. You get really close.
Molly, the next exhibit is just like we're back home.
Yeah!
Gator Alley, complete with Florida Man mural. The exhibit doesn't start with gators, instead the Chinese crocodile lizard.
Also called the lizard of great sleepiness.
Well, this one is definitely not a gator at all. It's a smaller diamondback terrapin. I'm guessing it's not large enough to be in the enclosure with the other ones yet. On the main alligator enclosure, and it is home to albino or white alligators, and it is moving and moving right towards us. And it's awesome because normally with a lot of alligator species, you don't see them moving around that much. Oh wow!
Look at it. That's so.
Find a new spot to hang out and relax. Here you can see a green tree python in the pose that species is always in. We got the leaf-tailed gecko hanging out right on the window.
You also have some type of frog.
I believe it's a tomato frog.
Tomato.
Oh my God!
Posing here is a caiman lizard.
This one?
They do look rather dinosaur-esque.
Yeah, that one.
There is a second one that's going to be posing down here in the water. I am quite enjoying the alligator area of this aquarium. These are Orinoco crocodiles, and that is a very baby one, because that's a pretty good sized species of crocodile.
Yeah, that's really small.
And then just really fascinating stuff here. a big glass floor. You can walk over to see the fish or the crocodiles if they happen to be in that section. There's also alligator gar and blue catfish in here. Well, I could wait for a guess what's coming next. Molly, something I had no idea.
No.
This aquarium is a Herschend property. So much like Dollywood or Silver Dollar City. So if you do have, I guess, the pass here, you'll get 50% off at Dollywood and Silver Dollar City. Which I'm like, I wish we bought the pass because we're going to Dollywood next week.
Or Wild Adventures. Don't forget Wild Adventures.
I mean, you can kind of forget Wild Adventures. The frog bog is up next. Very innovative enclosure here for the cane toad. Oh, one just hopped. You can see like a couple of them over in this corner. Oh, he must be trying to escape, and he's stepping on his pads to do so. It's a buddy system trying to escape. This enclosure here is for the poison dart frogs. They do have a lot of different colors of them, which are all different species. Kind of see some of them hopping around. Little red one right there. Inside of this cave tunnel, you've got the greater siren. It's got little hands.
Moving around.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's really neat. Quite the pose here on the Amazon milk frog. He does kind of remind me of Hypnotoad. Molly, what are we looking at here?
A southern toad.
This is a yellow spotted climbing toad. And in this frog area, each one has a button next to it. So if you want to hear the noise like the yellow spotted climbing toad makes, hit the button.
They're kind of loud.
They are. This, from the noise it's making, seems very popular. Looks like a playground. Yep,
Playground.
it's a playground. It slides and whatnot. In the playground area, there's an interesting interactive where you grab one of these different sea creatures, then you color it in however you'd like, and then you take your drawing and you scan it in. Like Molly made this big deep sea fish with dots, and then it pops up on the screen over there. How fun is that? In this very large room, that is the Stingray Hideaway. Looks like there's bamboo sharks and stingrays that you could touch if you'd like. I'm not really that bendy, but I feel like an underwater stingray tunnel is going to be cool, so I'm going to hurt my knees to do so. You can see some of the rays. That little species of shark, I said bamboo shark, it is not. It is another species. It is cool because they do swim right above you in the tunnel area. Obviously they moved some of the dirt and stuff over here, but it is still rather neat. A couple different species of rays in here as well. And there's that little shark again. In the tunnel there is a pop-up area, and you get some awesome views from in here. You'll be surrounded by these creatures on all sides. There's also no roof to it, so you can pop up and view them above the water, or take pictures. But yeah, even if you're an adult like Molly and I, worth coming in here, because the views, especially in the pop-up, are very neat. This touch tank has a species that I have never heard of before, the scarlet skunk cleaner shrimp. And you can see Molly has a shrimp on her that is currently cleaning underneath her nails. Molly, how does that feel?
It kind of tickles.
What a neat thing. I've seen fish that do this, but I've never seen shrimp. Posing proudly, you can see the rhinoceros iguana, but he's not the only one in here. There's a couple smaller species. These are the red-sided curly tail lizards. Found
in southern Florida.
You know, I've not seen them. I guess we're more central Florida.
Yeah.
And it's usually none of them actually have curly tails. But man, that is quite the pose for the rhinoceros.
What's on the curly tail?
Well, I think I'm gonna like what's coming up. Another very impressive tunnel area. This one's much larger. I believe these are a lot of fish native to the Amazon. There's also a couple of large species of turtle in here.
We're gonna stay here for
See the big pacu fish. Arampaya are also some of the larger ones.
Yeah.
Of course, they swim right over you. There's a big pacu. These guys have a very interesting, like kind of U-shaped almost.
Look at that.
Look at that one.
Up here comes a big pacu.
Look at that one, Nate. Look.
This aquarium really likes their underwater tunnels, which I think are one of the best aspects of an aquarium, so to have a lot of them is great. This one is for all tropical fish. And you can see a diver in there. It's always fun. A pair of divers. The next exhibit is Ring of Fire, World of the Octopus. And the first species, I believe this is the Japanese giant spider crab. A massive, massive species. Looks like they have two of them. This one's up to over here. See that one moving around a little bit with its mouth.
Isabella, where'd you go with?
Oh, that's big.
Here you can see a young giant Pacific octopus, new to the aquarium. And the giant Pacific octopus, they always like to hide in the corners. Also, they're very sensitive to light, so you should never use flash photos while in an aquarium, but definitely not near the Pacific octopus. Pretty good sized one here for the moon jellies. This tunnel is actually in that Sharkray Bay area we saw earlier.
With the sea turtle.
Yep. See if we can find the sea turtle over on this side. I do like how there's like tranquil music playing. And I wonder if this guy's gonna swim right over us. No, he's not. At the end of the shark tunnel area, it gets even cooler because it also has a glass floor, so the animals can swim below you and above you. Unfortunately, I was not able to find the sea turtle. Saw him earlier, but people were being really loud.
There's
a touch tank for sharks.
2 fingers to gently touch these animals on their backs only.
Seem to be hanging out
For
over
my
here.
sharks, we stay behind the head and the eyes as we avoid.
Up next, it's PenguinPalooza, and what I like, they have a sign that counts down to penguin sunset.
Our king penguins, those are the big tall guys standing in the back with the yellow by their chest. So our king penguins here are about 3 feet tall. They are the second tallest penguin, second to the emperor penguin. So if you're about 3 feet tall, you're about as tall as one of our emperor penguins. So something very exciting that recently happened here at the Newport Aquarium is we had one of our king penguins hatch. His name is Fozzie, so he's the one standing straight back in the center, kind of grooming himself with the gray band on his right arm. He was born here last February, so he's only about a year old, but he's already as big as all of our other kings that are adults. So he just grew up super duper quickly.
Time to head up to the Shark Bridge. Molly's gonna beat me to the Shark Bridge.
Bye.
The Shark Bridge is a big cargo net. Check that out. And it's time for me to dare to cross.
That might seem fairly small for a shark, about 80% of all shark species are less.
It is pretty neat. You don't, with all the netting, you don't get the greatest view. But it's a very interesting feature for an aquarium, especially for it to be this long. It also gives you the chance to view these animals from above, which not all aquariums you get to do that. Oh, those are some big sharks. Big sharks indeed.
And we also have these shark rays. If you look at it, you see
here's a clear, above the water view of the sharks.
Fish in here, it takes a lot of energy to hunt for food. So if you're being fed twice a week, why would you?
And exactly as you would think, it ends in a gift shop. I had a lot of fun here. We were here for about 2 hours, and it was a very, very nice aquarium. Was not overly busy on the day we came. Just to give you a heads up, you do have to buy your tickets. You get a timed ticket to come in, and tickets do sell out. Originally, I wanted to do this on Friday, and the tickets were pretty much sold out for a lot of the morning on Friday. And aquariums, when they're busy, are not nearly as fun as aquariums when they're not busy. I definitely had a good time. Love seeing the penguins. I think my favorite was seeing the albino alligator moving around.
Yeah, he was moving around a lot.
Yep, and there we go. So I would recommend this aquarium. Pretty good time. If you have any questions about the Newport Aquarium, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.